functions today, specifically dealing with functions when they give us the input. And in this particular question, number 14, we're being asked to answer the question about the function when we're giving the sort of the graph of the function and not the equation of the function itself. It's the same concept, right? Though we really should focus on input versus output. Which one are they giving us? So in this question, they say the figure below shows the graph of the function f, which of the following is greater than f of -4, right? Now, if they say f of -4, that means they're giving you the number that you put into the function, right? So they're giving us the input. That's important, right? Now, when we're dealing with a particular, when we're dealing with a graph, the input corresponds to the horizontal value, right? And so we can say consistent. The output corresponds to the vertical value, right? So if they say f of -4, that means the horizontal value is -4, and the f of -4 is the output, the vertical value, right? So they want to know what the vertical value is at the horizontal value of -4, and that's it. Okay, so we got our graph and go, okay, -1, -2, -3, -4, go up. That's the point they're referring to. That is f of -4, this value right here, right? Now they want to know what is greater than f of -4, and you'll see that the graph mostly stays below this line, right? So everything here is below that, right? That none of that is greater than f of -4, right? The only thing that's greater than the only part of this graph that's greater than f of -4 is this part right here, and that is 1, 2, and what do you know? That is the f of +2. That's the only point that's listed among the answer choices that is greater than f of -4, and that's the answer to the question. So remember, input horizontal, output vertical. Remember that relationship. You'll be fine on most function questions. Okay, let's take a look at number 15. It says the estimated resale value in dollars of a car is given by the function r of t is equal to ct plus 12,000, where the integer t is the number of years after the equipment was purchased, and t is between 0 and 10, and c is a constant. A lot of information. It says the estimated resale value of the car 5 years after the purchase is $6,000. What is the estimated value in dollars of the equipment 9 years after the purchase? Whew. All right, so a big word problem. We want to take it one step at a time, right? So the first thing is, let's copy down this equation. I find that rewriting it just helps me visualize what it's representing. So yeah, so we have constant times t, which in this case represents the number of years after the equipment was purchased, and it has to be a number between 0 and 10, right? And then they say that, yeah, $12,000. I'm guessing that's probably the original value of the car, and then this is going to be negative and take away, but we'll see. And it says the estimated resale value of the car 5 years after the purchase is $6,000. So what are they doing here? Well, they're actually giving you the input and the output. Right, and this is interesting because they're giving you the input, the output, and the function. So what the heck are they asking you for, right? So we know that the input in this case is 5, right? T equals 5. We know the output in this particular function is 6,000, right? And that is, we can say that is C of 5, right? I'm sorry, R of 5. There we go. And then what's the problem, right? They give us a function too. Well, here's what they're doing. They give you two unknowns, right? They gave you the t and they gave you the c, so they're giving you everything in the equation but the c, right? So they're giving you r of t, in this case r5. They're giving you t, 5. So we have to solve for c first. That's the first step in this question. So let's do that. Let's rewrite this equation with the values that we know, right? So we know that r of 5 is 6,000, so we'll put 6,000 right here, right? We don't know c yet, so we'll leave c as c, but we know that t is 5, right? Plus 12,000. Okay, good. So let's solve for c. So I subtract 12,000 from both sides. My suspicion is correct. We're going to get a negative answer, right? Okay, so that gives us negative 6,000 equals 5c. c equals negative 1,200, right? Okay, good. So now we have the actual function without a c, right? It says c is a constant, so it's not going to be dependent on whatever we choose for t. So let's rewrite the equation here with our c now. So that r of t is going to equal negative 1,200 times t plus 12,000, right? Keep the commas in there. All right, and then they want to know what is the value of the equipment 9 years after the purchase, right? So in this case, they're giving us the input, they're asking us for the output, right? So we want to find the R of 9, right? So we plug in 9 for t, we get negative 1200 times 9 plus 12,000. That's going to give us the value of the it's going to give us the value of the car after 9 years. So it's 1200, negative 1200 times 9, and that from 12,000, what do you know? It is 1200. That's the answer. Make sense? Okay, again, so just to review, in this case, they gave us the function, the input, and the output, but there was another unknown. So we needed to use all three of those things to find the constant. And then we just followed the same rules for working with functions. That is, we identified whether they're giving us the input, the output of the function. In this case, they give us the input and the function, and then we are asked to find the output, 1200. Okay, sell that car before it becomes worthless. All right, talk to you guys soon.